What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Veteran and Rookie Podcast. This is your veteran speaking here.
And this is your rookie. Just kidding. It's me.
Another experienced veteran stepping in for Jonathan, down on IR, injured reserve, out for the season, torn ACL. He's gone.
Yeah, just like Aaron Rodgers.
No, we decided we had to bring back Kyleigh from the offseason. See how she does in the regular season. You know, when it really matters, you know, you can be all talk in the offseason, but when it comes to drafting these games, it's the real deal.
Yeah, I had to prove that I actually can hang.
And then John may be back next episode, maybe not. We'll see. Kyleigh will be back next episode, and she's going to be telling us about how she witnessed personally, in person, the Cardinals beating the Ravens by 28.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I got, they leaked the script, so.
Bummer.
Sucks to suck.
She's going to be telling us our experience. And then, don't go away. It's not done yet. The week after, David's coming back on the show.
David.
Locked and loaded.
What a cool guy.
We're ready to go. David's the best. David, I love you if you're listening to this. Even if you're not, but like that way. Let's jump into this.
Okay.
So, week 7 was egregious.
The way
for
that
John
it was,
and I.
for sure.
We both went 4-9, which is the worst either one of us, I think, has done in the history of the podcast outside of maybe week 1 last year, because I think I got like 4 wins to kick off the podcast. Strong start to this whole thing. But yeah, 4-9 was egregious by both of us there. That takes me to a 61-45 record. John at a 63-43 record. He's definitely going to break that century mark when it comes to losses.
Poor guy. Yeah, so I guess I don't know, are you going to go through them or?
Yeah, we can go through a little bit of last week. How about we go through the draft picks that John and I made? So we'll start at the top there with game of the week. I took Chiefs-Chargers because that's always a great game. It always finishes, within 3 points, except for this time, of course.
Yeah.
31-17 goes to the Chiefs there. Obviously, I mean, definitely didn't go to the Chargers.
They're the worst.
Brandon Staley, I think he's on some thin ice right now. As the
Eckler
Chargers
is
head coach.
A bum and cannot get back from his injury and only got me 5 fantasy points. So
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Justin
also, the Chiefs are the worst.
Yeah.
The fact that they have stat lines for when Taylor Swift is there or not makes me very upset.
Gosh.
Like, I am a Taylor Swift hater, but at the same time, like, let her live her life. But at this point, I'm so done with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little much. Just Taylor Swift, like, as a whole. Like, I like some of her songs and whatnot, but, like...
And I can rock out to Cruel Summer.
Swifties are the worst.
Actual. What did John take?
He took Dolphins-Eagles, which also finished 31-17.
But it was a much better game.
I think it was a better game. You had that pick 6 there that Jalen Hurts threw. Some big plays. I also watched this game. I didn't watch Chiefs-Chargers, so maybe there was a bunch of crazy stuff I missed out on, but from what I've heard and from what I have seen, it didn't look like I missed out on too much. It was gearing up to be a shootout at the beginning. I think it was like 17s at half, and then...
the refs are the way that they are for sure.
Oh, were there more calls going Mahomes' way?
Well, yeah, in the Chiefs game, but also I think there were 10 or 11 penalties against the Dolphins and 0 penalties against the Eagles. So you never know, but with their track record, I think that between the Browns, the Eagles, and the Chiefs, there's a lot of betting going on between the refs.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Especially
it just
week.
Seems especially bad this year. Like, people are always going to complain about the refs, and obviously, they played the way that they played, but the refs are certainly not helping.
Yeah, it's been... Well, I mean, it's not even like especially egregious this year. It's just always like this, which is unfortunate.
Everyone hates the Chiefs because they're good, which I am part of that bandwagon.
Yeah, I'm starting to join you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a long run.
Oh, I'm sure. Since the moment Patrick Mahomes took a snap.
Yep.
Instant hater. Blowout of the week. I made the same mistake 2 weeks in a row taking the Bills because surely they'll blow out the Giants, and then surely they'll blow out the Patriots because they're terrible.
The second bummer for Jonathan, and the Bills are the worst. They got beat by Macaroni Jones.
Yeah, McCorkle looked like a real NFL quarterback in this game. He only threw 5 incomplete passes. He's like 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Like, what the heck?
What a guy.
Why? How does Buffalo let that happen? And then first pass of the day for Josh Allen was a pick.
Yeah, Josh Allen, I think John told me this, that there's a meme out there where Josh Allen plays down or up to whoever he's playing against. And I think that was particularly evident in the fact that I think Mac Jones tends to play up a little more, and Josh Allen just went down to his level and then fell like 5 more feet.
Yeah, that was Mac Jones was the better quarterback that day. Honestly.
Yeah, kind of like the Zach Wilson, Patrick Mahomes thing. Like,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, because let's see, Allen 2 touchdowns and a pick. He had less yards, worse completion percentage. He had more turnovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better day by Mac Jones by a lot, actually, there.
I hate Bill Belichick, though, just for the record.
Yeah. Bill Belichick up to 300 wins now. So
yeah, what a guy.
Beat that record. I think he needs like 25 more or something like that.
Yeah, because Harbaugh only has 250, so
yeah.
He just hit 250 recently this season. But anyways, continue with what's the next one?
Yeah, blowout of the week for John. He also got this one wrong. It's Monday night, right? Kirk Cousins is going to fold in primetime against one of the best teams in the league. I mean, he would lose to the Bears on Monday Night Football. So, like, surely he won't lose to the Niners. But no, they fold again. And Brock Purdy can't come up clutch. Throws his second interception of the game on what's supposed to be a game-winning drive. And I'm not a Brock Purdy hater. I really like Brock Purdy.
Same.
And out there on the field. But it is 2 weeks in a row where it's kind of like he should have thrown a pick against the Browns on that last drive.
Yeah.
He didn't, though. He got them into field range. They should have won that game. They didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But then this one, too, where he just couldn't quite deliver there at the end. And, you know, like I said, I like Brock Purdy. I'm not jumping on this Brock Purdy hate train that people are starting to jump on.
There.
But it is interesting, though, that it's 2 weeks in a row where he's essentially failed to come up clutch at the end of the game.
Yeah, and I think also, I mean, that Debo was out. McCaffrey played. Debo was out. They still had Kittle. Like, he had most of his weapons, and he's still... I mean, he didn't look awful, but the 2 picks were, like, the last pick, he threw it literally right to the defender. Like, I don't know if you were watching that game, but it just is, like, straight to his arms.
And it's not all on Purdy either. The Niners defense probably played their worst game of the season. Jordan Addison owns Trevarius Ward. Especially on that touchdown to end the first half. That one was crazy. He just took the ball from him after Ward took it from him earlier in the game for a pick. And then
I really like Jordan Addison.
0 pass rush from San Francisco also. I don't think they had any sacks. Nick Bosa was nowhere to be found. This Vikings offensive line isn't even good.
I know. Like, how did they keep Nick Bosa off of Kirk Cousins is my question.
Yeah, I don't know. But the Vikings they needed that win, and they're keeping themselves relevant for, I think they could be a wild card team. I still think Detroit's going to take this division. But I could see Minnesota winning 9 or 10 games, getting a wild card spot, and then losing in the playoffs.
As they do. And I don't think Kirk's going to get traded. There's that whole rumor as well. I think that was unfounded from the beginning, but
yeah, he's got his no trade clause, and he's already said he's not going to. Will he be on a team next year? That is likely. His contract is up, but we'll see.
Who knows?
Lowest scoring game of the week. I went out and picked the highest scoring game of the week for this category. Browns-Colts finished 39-38. I was like, okay, Minshew looked bad against the Jags, and the Browns have a really good defense, and I don't trust Cleveland's offense.
Yeah.
This has, 17 to 13 written all over it. But no, it was an insane game. Myles Garrett, oh my gosh.
Goated, jumping over the whatever it's called. I can't, my brain's not working.
Over the line for the field goal, to block the field goal.
And he didn't touch anyone, so it was legal.
That's insane that he is that big.
He's a huge dude.
And he can jump that high.
I know, I'm like, my bird is like 2
inches.
Centimeters.
Oh, yeah.
And he is such a big guy. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's insane. He also had, how many sacks did he have? Let me check.
I don't know, like a million.
He went off. Defense.
Yeah, poor Gardner Minshew's
2 sacks.
Struggling.
He had the strip sack in the end zone. That was a Browns touchdown there. I love that Minshew was bouncing back, though, because he was not good against Jacksonville last week.
Yeah, he looked a lot better, but his O-line was letting him down a little bit. He was having to scurry a little bit.
Also, Deshaun Watson, he did actually start this game, but he went 1 for 5 yards, no touchdowns, a pick, and left the game with, I guess, a hurt shoulder again.
Question mark.
Good thing they didn't pay him $250 million guaranteed to be their quarterback.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the NFL has not restructured contracts entirely because of how that went. That would be a bummer.
Good thing they got a good, reliable option there. John, for lowest scoring game, went Raiders-Bears, and while we may have both picked the Raiders to win this game
the Bears,
of backup
honestly.
Quarterbacks, Bears win it with their backup quarterback, undrafted out of, I think, Shepherd University.
Yeah, it's like some D2 school.
Yeah, Tyson
that guy.
Bagent?
Baguette is way funner.
Bagent? We'll call him Baguette. Yeah, he came out 21-29, 162 yards, touchdown, no picks.
He looks so, like, Justin Fields has not looked that bad. I mean, he's looked kind of bad, but he just looked, like, at the beginning, he looked super scared and, like, he wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
And then he absolutely just went off.
And, like, secretly really tatted up, too. Like, I was not expecting that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he's got chest tattoos and everything.
He looks like a little Christian white boy from...
Yeah,
like,
I know, right?
But I saw a story that he bought 53 tickets to get all of his friends and family there. And I was like, he literally has a whole, like, football team roster coming to watch him play. That was pretty cool.
Imagine being the 54th person. Not invited. So, yeah, that game finished with a score of 30-12. So much more on the low-scoring side of things there. Upset of the week. I was not very confident about this pick, and I nailed it. Giants over Commies.
Oh, let's go.
The
Commies look so bad.
New York got 5 sacks in the first half. For context, they only had 5 sacks the entire season going into that game.
Yeah, and their D-line, their O-line, everything about them is trash.
Yeah, they were supposed to. Or which team are you talking about? I guess both teams.
Well, yeah, I'm talking more about the Giants in this case.
Yeah, everything's trash there. The Commies are so weird. They almost beat the Eagles a couple weeks ago. Now they're losing to the Giants. And
Sam Howell looks so bad.
They're so hot and cold. Except one time, he's looked so good too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought he was like, wow, I should draft this guy to have on my bench in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Or not draft him, but, like, waiver.
Yeah, pick him up.
Yeah, and then I was like, nope, never mind.
He's going to throw 4 touchdowns against the Eagles next week now.
Yeah, that's my B.
And then John's upset of the week. He took Lions over Ravens, even though I was like, that's kind of a weak choice. The Lions have the better record and whatever. And it comes back to burn him in the end anyway.
Sucks to suck.
What on earth happened? 38-6. I mean, my fantasy team's not complaining. I had Lamar Jackson and Jahmyr Gibbs, so they both got me points. Gibbs with his first rushing touchdown there to cut the deficit to 32.
But see, and I tell these guys every time that they pick against the Ravens, they're gonna be goated.
Well, except for the one time.
And
when they lost to the Steelers.
Well, but you guys picked them to win that game.
Yeah, and then we started picking against them.
I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying. Every time you pick against them, they're goated.
See, now I'm gonna pick the Ravens this week, and they're gonna lose.
So, well, I don't even. Yeah, no, they're not gonna lose to the Cardinals. I'm gonna be there. I'm their lucky charm. Anyways, yeah. So, Jonathan, when you're listening to this podcast, I hope
he probably won't.
He probably won't, but I hope you know that was a sucky pick, and that you look really silly.
Silly goose. Yeah, Baltimore I think had 12 first downs and 28 points before the Lions picked up a first down in this game, like at all, like.
And Lamar had a 155 point something passer rating, and that's his 3rd game with that, the same as Tom Brady. So he's the same amount of games with that high of a passer rating as Tom Brady, and people are still hating.
Not bad for a running back.
Exactly. I mean, he had way more yards through the air than he did rushing, which is not
357 yards.
And he had 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. I don't think he had any picks.
Mm-mm.
And he looked so good. And we had Gus the Bus being the way he should be for once. Zay Flowers is still goated. Wonderful draft pick on our part.
How about Mark Andrews going off on National Tight End Day?
Yeah, see, we love him too. I'm so glad that he had his moment.
Ravens can actually catch this week.
Yeah, Nelson Aguilar caught one in the back of the touchdown.
That was a crazy play.
You should see, if you have a chance, folks who are listening to the podcast, go look at that highlight, because he got out of the pocket, went back and forth, got around 2 Lions, hucked it to the back of the end zone. Nelson Aguilar with his hands of stone caught it. Touchdown Ravens.
Yeah, that play was
legendary
insane.
Play. Probably top 5 plays that'll come up this year for any team. That was just
definitely for the Ravens this year.
I say any team, but yeah, whatever you want to say.
Let's see, what else do we have to go? Oh, fantasy player of the week. John took the sure thing in Bijan Robinson, except apparently he had like migraines when he woke up, and so he had 1 carry.
There's a conspiracy theory that the Falcons did that to mess up the betting in Vegas. And because people, so all the places in Vegas who allow people to bet refunded any money that was bet on Bijan, because they're exploring foul play, and the Falcons might get fined a lot of money because they think that was what it was about.
Really?
Because he came in, he played 1 snap and left, and so then they didn't have to put him on. They didn't have to give correct injury report because he still played a snap.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, that's all conspiracy. But at the same time, Vegas did refund everyone who bet on him in any way. Everyone's money was refunded. So
I get my $100K back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But anyways, yeah, terrible pick. But
yeah, John literally took Bijan Robinson the worst week possible. I don't even know what Cooper Kupp got fantasy. I didn't check. I didn't need to.
No, and he did fine. Puka Nacua was way better. I should know I have him on my fantasy team. But Cooper Kupp still had a decent game as well, but obviously better than Bijan.
Been 0.3 points in that game. So that point goes to me. So if we look at the overall of the draft, I am... Where am I? I'm at 14 points for that. John's at 17. So we each got 2 because neither of us got our... Was it upset of the week?
No, you got your upset.
Neither of us got our blowout of the week.
Sweet. Yeah, it was an interesting week in football.
Let's see. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about this
week?
We
need to mention, I know you hate it, but the Broncos beat the Packers. We have to talk about that.
We're bad.
I'm sorry.
Almost made it through.
the Broncos beating the Packers was not on my bingo card for sure. As someone who likes the Packers, and I don't like the Broncos that much. I don't care about them. But the Packers got outplayed. Jordan Love looked like a silly little goose out there.
He's been doing that.
He was not living the NFL quarterback life. He was living the high school football quarterback life.
Something like the Packers have only scored 6 points in the first quarter all year or something like that. Like, slow start, and then they picked it up in the second half. They got a lead at one point on the most lucky fourth down touchdown you'll ever see. Didn't matter, though, because Denver goes down, and I believe they kicked a field goal there. I wasn't paying too much attention to this because
you were depressed.
I didn't feel like being extra depressed on Sunday after already looking at the score. But yeah, we're bad. We're going to finish hopefully above the Bears in the division at the end of the year.
That'd be so funny.
But
the Bears
we both had 2 wins.
If we go back to our preseason picks, because that was the only episode we did this division.
Yep.
I had the Packers at the top of this division and the Vikings at the bottom.
Oops.
So that was not the cutest decision on my part.
Yeah, we should go back and revisit those in the off season just to see how wrong were we?
How much do we suck?
Yeah, we gotta let it all play out though.
Okay, so now moving on to this week of fun football times.
Indeed.
What are we doing first?
We'll do pick'ems. Let's see.
Okay.
I'll let you have the first overall pick this week, and then we can switch it up next week for draft. So you can pick any category you want: game of the week, blowout of the week, lowest scoring game, upset of the week, or fantasy player of the week.
Okay, so for blowout of the week, I think that's where I'm going to go first because there's so many good options.
Pick the Bills.
I should do that just to make John upset, but I'm not going to.
Oh, were you thinking Bucks over Bills?
That would be so funny. Oh my gosh. I hope that happens. I genuinely do. So I think the blowout of the week, it can go couple different places. I'm tempted to go Ravens-Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
But
do you want to watch a blowout?
Exactly. I don't want to. So my other things I'm thinking Chiefs-Broncos.
You want the milk dud to keep it competitive.
Or Raiders-Lions are the other two places we could go with that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am going to go Raiders-Lions.
Okay.
I think the Lions are, the Raiders, and it's also partially because the Raiders just lost to the Bears, but I think that they just are I don't know. I just think that they're
terrible and they need to fire their coach.
Yeah, the only good thing about them is Jimmy G, and it's not because he's a good quarterback, it's because he's good looking.
And Devontae Adams. I like Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I mean, he's all right. I liked him when he was on Green Bay. He seems like
I did like him more then, but...
Yeah. But, yeah, so, Bray, if you're listening to this, I put in a good word for Jimmy G.
Hunk. Yeah, the Raiders are certainly one of the teams that are technically in the NFL.
Technically.
Yeah, when they hired Josh McDaniels, I was like, this is terrible. Last time he was a head coach, he was terrible. And now he's terrible. And all he did was... the best thing he's done for them was he was part of them trading for Devontae Adams.
Yeah, outside of that, Devontae Adams has just not been able to succeed as much as he should within the organization anyway. So, he makes a difference for sure, but
he's also... the best year of his career last year.
Yeah, last year he looked a lot better. This year he's not basing it purely on fantasy points and playing against people with Devontae Adams. I don't really have to worry about it that much.
Yeah, he had that one big game against Pittsburgh. Part of it's the quarterback play, though. Jimmy G's a downgrade from Derek Carr, I think,
I
even though
agree.
Carr hasn't been that good in New Orleans. And then he's been in and out of the lineup, too. Aiden O'Connell and Brian Hoyer have been throwing him the ball, or at least should be. I mean, if I'm out there and I'm a bad backup quarterback, you just say, frick it, Devontae Adams is down there somewhere.
Yeah.
And you give him a chance.
Yeah. Honestly. So where are you going with
Let's see.
blowout of the week?
Blowout of the week. I'm gonna go Chiefs Broncos. These teams
Probably
playing
the smarter pick.
again already. Come on, you just keep it up. At least get a win here, Kansas City. They should, because they've beat them every year going back to like 2016. And they should keep this up. Denver's terrible. Packers are worse. But yeah, Kansas City should easily take care of business here against the Broncos.
I agree. Okay, so we're snaking it around. So
Yes,
where are
we
you
are.
going next?
We got best game. We can go lowest scoring game, which that is where I'm going to go.
Okay.
Lowest scoring game of the week. Give me Falcons Titans. That has lowest scoring game of the week written all over it. I don't care if Bijan plays or not. Neither of these teams have good quarterbacks. Tannehill has 2 touchdowns to 6 picks this season. And Ritter lost 3 fumbles last week in a tough win against the Bucs. The Falcons have a winning record, surprisingly. They're alone on top of that division.
I was surprised at that. I was like, how do they have a winning record?
Play Taylor Heineke. I've been calling it for this a couple weeks now on the podcast, but
they're not listening to us.
Play the better quarterback. Come on. And then the Titans just they're sellers. They traded Kevin Byard to the Eagles because they're just a minor league team for Philly now. Whenever Philly needs someone, they just call up the Titans and say, "Okay, send him over." So
of course.
When Henry gets traded to the Eagles in the offseason, that's why.
Don't be surprised.
Yeah, the Titans are. I like Mike Vrabel, and I think he's a good coach. But the rest of the operation is going on here. I don't know. They probably got to reset it because Henry's not getting any younger, and Tannehill's not as good as he was in like 2019. So
yeah, he hasn't been good enough.
Make me look silly for putting him in like 13 of my quarterback rankings.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, wow, Nate really likes this guy, and he sucks.
I put him above Brock Purdy.
L take.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so for my lowest scoring game, I'm debating between Saints Colts and Texans Panthers. Because the Texans have looked like an actual team sometimes.
CJ Stroud's goated.
Yeah, I think CJ Stroud's really good. And Dameon Pierce, I like him too.
He's been bad this year though.
Yeah, so I know I've benched him every week in fantasy, even though I have him. But the Panthers are so bad too. And Texans play down. Like CJ Stroud is, I think, as a rookie, is more affected by that than a veteran would be, unless it's Josh Allen. But I think I am going to go Saints Colts though. Anthony Richardson is out. We just talked about Derek Carr and the way that he is.
Oh my gosh, he's so terrible.
He used to really scare me because he looks like he's perpetually wearing eyeliner and he has really dark eyes. He really used to scare me as a kid.
I love all the memes that compare him to the kid from the first Toy Story movie.
Yeah, like he really does. Or like the kid on Meet the Robinsons who's always got like really dark eye circles.
Yeah.
Both of those. So yeah, I'm going to go Saints Colts. I really like Anthony Richardson, but he decided to die. And yeah,
I hope he doesn't have an injury problem.
The 1 week that I played him in fantasy is the week that he went out, so he got me a whopping 4 points. So Thanks, bud. Appreciate that. But yeah, okay. So now moving on. Okay, I think we're gonna go. I don't know which teams are favored. I'm gonna go upset of the week, I think, but
okay.
I'm not sure. I'll have to ask you. You'll have to look it up because my computer is not really working right now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go Cardinals Ravens.
You should. Wouldn't that be so funny to go there and be rooting against them?
No, it really wouldn't. After all the money we spent on that, holy cow! I think I'm gonna go Bears over Chargers.
Oh yeah, that's an upset right there. Chargers, even though they're 2-4, are 8.5-point favorites.
Yeah, and I think
the same as the Lions over the Raiders.
I mean, look, I have Eckler, I have Herbert. They both dropped off a little bit the past 2 weeks. I mean, Eckler's only been back for 2 weeks. And I think that they're just kind of mid, and it's unfortunate. because sometimes they play really, really well and then still lose, kind of like the Vikings.
If the Chargers lose this game, I think it's going to be Brandon Staley's last as their head coach.
I
agree. Can't lose to the Bears in your home stadium. Not that that means much for them.
Yeah,
because it's going to be covered in dark blue and orange on Sunday night. But also, who the frick put this on Sunday Night Football? Are we getting to the part of the season yet where we can flex primetime games? Because we got to do it. There's some bad games coming up.
Yeah.
Broncos Patriots is on Sunday night later on in the season.
Yeah.
And I'm praying to the football gods that gets changed because, oh my goodness.
Thankfully, next week, November 5th, is Bills Bengals. So that'll at least be a good one. Josh Allen.
Hopefully, DeMar Hamlin makes it out of this one.
Oh, Benea, you can't say that. Well, and they said the other guy whose initials are DH went out with a really bad injury. It was a paralysis injury a couple weeks ago. And there's one other guy on their team with initials that has DH. And they're like, get him out of there. Don't let him play. He's going to die.
Deactivated for the week.
Oh, it's terrible. But
hopefully it's a good game. That could be kind of a like a cornered animal type game, especially if, Bills haven't been great, Bengals haven't been great. And then it's like.
I will be excited to watch that one.
Mid-teams now.
Yeah, like what? Okay, so where are you going for upset? You should take Cardinals Ravens.
I have it on my draft board. Let's see. I'm going to go with Bengals over Niners.
Ooh.
Niners.
As we're just talking about the Bengals being mid.
Favorites. Yeah. I see why the Niners are so much more favored, but they are on a little bit of a losing streak right now.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Since they're coming off of a bye week and then a 2-game winning streak going into said bye week. Hopefully, Joe Burrow is a lot healthier now. And San Francisco's undefeated or unstoppable looking just team as a whole looks quite stoppable right now. So since he's got a pretty solid team and maybe Purdy's a little bit rattled after the last couple of weeks, and Trey Hendrickson can get after him there, Sam Hubbard, and hopefully Joe Burrow can get back to his old form because when he's good, man, I love watching him.
Yeah, well, I don't because he's in our division, but he is a good quarterback for sure. I agree. Okay, where are you going next?
Let's see. I can go Fantasy Player of the Week, or I can go Game of the Week. And I'm going to go Game of the Week because there's only one game left on my board for that category. And I'm going to go Rams-Cowboys.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Cowboys could just dominate this game because they're good on paper at least. But there's something off about Dallas this season so far. Their offense has not been as good as it's supposed to be. Dak is Dak. I just don't trust this Cowboys team to shut down the Rams. Now, it could very well bite me in the butt, though, and they just blow out L.A., who's kind of a fun team.
Yeah, I like them. I like Puka-Nuka.
Yeah, they'll probably go grab like a 7 seed or something like that and then lose by 20 in the wild card round. But I think they're a fun little team, and I think they could pull off a little bit of an upset here. Even I could have just taken this for upset of the week, but yeah, I think Rams Cowboys could be good. Yeah,
I agree. We already talked about how Eagles Commies, like how that went last time. And
down to the wire.
Yeah, I still think that could be a really good game. I think Browns Seahawks could also be a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Browns coming off of a 2-week win streak of beating teams they weren't supposed to beat.
Mm-hmm. With PJ Walker.
With PJ Walker, who is looking surprisingly really good. Except for when he looks really bad, but we'll just we'll give him a little bit of grace on that. And Geno Smith is still over there. I don't know.
He's been okay this season.
He's been all right.
He's not as good as he was last year, though.
Yeah. Is Metcalf still questionable, or is he playing?
I don't know. That might be more of a game time decision because I know it was this past week. And
okay, I didn't know if he had been taken off or not. So I think I'm gonna take. Eagles Commies. I think we've seen that happen before, and yeah, I think the Commies are gonna really want to beat him in that situation. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, they seem to more or less have the Eagles' number at least.
Mm-hmm.
To at least keeping it close like they did earlier this year. They were the first team to beat them last year. It's the only team in the regular season Jalen Hurts lost to last year.
Yeah, that was so funny because they were so much worse last year too.
I know,
and
right?
They just destroyed them.
Yeah, by I think 2 scores too.
Yeah, it was, and we were all easy win. Eagles got in the bag, undefeated season, 72 Dolphins. Look out!
Yeah, we were driving back from Green Bay that night. I remember he was just back on the mattress in the back of the car because it was a goated setup, and he was watching the game. And he's like, "The Eagles just lost to the Commies," and I'm up there driving. I'm like, "What?
What happened? Poor David."
Oh yeah, he was like, "Give me David's number. I'm gonna text."
Poor guy.
Oh man. But yeah, that's a good recipe for a good game. I think kind of like Chiefs Chargers almost.
Exactly. Okay, so now we have fantasy player left, correct?
Yep, and it's you picking.
Okay, so we got Ravens Cardinals, we got Browns Seahawks, Jaguars Steelers, Bills Bucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Jets Giants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to take Tyrod Taylor.
Honestly. Oh, okay. So I think for my fantasy player of the week, I might take Lamar. I feel like against the Cardinals, like, and you can
be rooting for him while he's there.
Exactly.
Like double rooting for him.
Because I have him on my other fantasy league too, so I always love when he does well. I'm not playing you.
And you can root for my team to do good this week against John.
Because I'm playing Caleb.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm gonna take Lamar Jackson. I think he's gonna be goated, especially because I'm gonna be watching him and have really good seats.
You're gonna say, play better.
Yeah.
Run it in.
Stop being a bum.
Score a touchdown for me.
Please don't throw a pick. But yeah, I think that's my pick, Rooney. What's yours?
It's a good pick right there. I hope you're right. I'm gonna go with you took a player who's on my fantasy team in our league. I'm going to take a player that's on yours. Give me Puka Nacua. Hey guys, Editing Benea here, and I'm stupid. Rams Cowboys was already off the board. I can't take Puka Nacua here, so I'm going to be changing my pick to Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. Hopefully they don't burn me for a third week in a row. All right, there we go for our draft, and now we're going to jump into pick'ems. You want to lead us in pick'ems?
Yeah, since John's not here.
Yeah.
What did he say last week? It's never how are the pick'ems. It's always lead us in pick'ems.
For real. All right. And then it's almost like John is still here with us, though, because we're going to be doing his picks for these games this week also.
Just in case you guys missed him.
So,
okay.
Go ahead.
So
what's
starting
up first?
with our Thursday night game of Bucks-Bills, even though the Bills are kind of the worst, I think I'm going to take the Bills because as bad as the Bills are, the Bucks are way worse.
Yeah, it's going to go into overtime and at 15 each. And then they're going to get a game-winning safety on Baker Mayfield with 2.5 minutes left to go. It's real close to a tie. Baker Mayfield, though, he pulls a Dan Orlovsky, runs out of the back of the end zone. Safety, Bills win it. Barely, and everyone's still talking about how they're bad. But yeah, give me Buffalo. John's also going to go Buffalo here, obviously.
Next, we're doing Jets-Giants.
Ooh, Battle of New York.
Yeah, I'd say this is a tough one because Zach Wilson is on and off, and then you got Tyrod Taylor from the Giants, who arguably looks better than Daniel Jones, which is
I wouldn't argue with you there.
Also not on my bingo card for saying, wow, Tyrod Taylor looks good. I don't think I've ever said those words in my life. But I think I'm still going to go Jets. I think Zach Wilson's really trying to prove himself here, especially with Aaron Rodgers being out, and he's going to be top tier, top of his game. I'm
also going to go Jets, as will John.
Wow, we are way too similar.
This is too much.
Okay. Jags Steelers. T-Law was back last week. He is supposed to be back this week as well. I think I am going to go Jags in this, partially because I hate the Steelers. And any loses that they have are great because we will lose to them, as seen a few weeks ago. And even though Trevor Lawrence is kind of an annoying guy, I think that they're going to win. Yeah,
I'm also going to take Jacksonville, as is John there. Steelers-Jags is kind of, it's one of my favorite, like, non-rivalries, though, that's going on here. Like, back in, 2017, Jags beat them in the regular season when everyone was picking Pittsburgh, and then they went into Pittsburgh, beat them in the playoffs that year, just ran over them with Blake Bortles and Leonard Fournette. These teams it's a little bit of a rivalry. It's nothing like, Steelers-Raiders or Steelers-Ravens, but it's a fun little rivalry there.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Eagles Commies. I think I want to go Commies on this one.
Ooh, I like it.
Just to be a little spicy.
A little bit spicy. I'm not going to be spicy. Neither's John. We're both going Philly.
Okay, well, I hope I get that one. Okay, Rams Boys. I'm going to go Rams on this one. I would really love for Puka to have a great game. And the Cowboys suck. Sorry, Uncle Pete. They're the worst.
I'm going to go Cowboys with this one. John will as well, so we're just agreeing the whole way through, but you're mixing it up a little bit. I like that.
Okay. Vikings, Packers. Now this is a hard one because I don't like going against the Packers because I like them. I've always liked them since the Aaron Rodgers days, which was not that long ago, but
last
still.
year.
I've liked them for a long time. They're cool. But I also, Kirk Cousins made a Kung Fu Panda reference, and I cannot get over that.
You're going to pick them because of that, not because they beat the Niners.
Well, I am still a woman.
It's true.
So I think, sorry, Benea, I'm going to go Vikings on that one.
That's understandable. They're definitely the better team. Mm-hmm. I'm still picking the Packers, though.
You can never pick against the Packers because that's the one week they'll win.
Not allowed to. So I'm like 7. I'm picking to be like 7-0 so far.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, the games that they lost have like almost all been winnable. Very well could have beat the Broncos.
Jordan Love.
Should have beat the Falcons. Should have beat the Raiders. They didn't, though, and they stink. I'm picking them this week. John's also picking them this week.
All right. I'm just like going against the grain here. All right, Falcons, Titans.
Ooh.
This is a tough one. It really is.
Battle of not even mid. This is like below mid. I don't care if the Falcons are 4-3.
But I like the Titans a lot. I really liked them when they had Marcus Mariota because I really liked Marcus Mariota. I don't know why. I just did. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go Titans on that one.
I'm going to go Falcons on this one. Hopefully Bijan Robinson is feeling fresh and fine. Put some like deep blue on his forehead and feels all good. I'm going to pick Falcons. John's going to go Titans.
Oh, dang it. I picked the same as John. All right, we're going to go Pats Dolphins now. That's Dolphins all day, I hope. We saw that other AFC teams can lose to the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots looked like an NFL team last week.
Yeah, but I think the Dolphins, especially coming off that hard loss to Philly, are going to be not playing games. So I'm going to take the Fins on that one.
Yep, as will I and the rookie.
The rookie himself. Okay, Saints Colts. I took this for something. What did I take this for?
I think you took this for lowest scoring game.
I think I did. So I think I'm going to go Colts on this one. Even though they have backup quarterback, I still think that
I think he looks better than Derek Carr right now, honestly.
Well, but I was talking about the Colts.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about how they're...
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was like, Derek Carr's backup's not playing. Anyways, I'm stupid. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, yes, I'm going to take Colts on that one.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Colts. Carr has not been good. If you look at his numbers and Andy Dalton's numbers when he was on the Saints last year, Andy Dalton's were so much better. And he looks better, too. And so just they need Andy Dalton back or something. Panthers should probably play a little bit more Andy Dalton if they don't want to go 0-17 this season.
Yeah. Bryce Young is definitely the way that he is for sure.
Oh, imagine going 0-17 and then not even getting the first overall pick because you traded it away. Anyway, John and I are both going Colts.
Okay. Texans, Panthers. I'm taking Texans on this one.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Panthers and how not good they are.
Yeah. Bryce Young, I mean, like, you've talked about this on the podcast before. We're not judging him yet. He's a rookie. Even though Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud look so much better than he does, it doesn't mean that he can't develop and be a good NFL quarterback.
Right.
But for right now, he sucks.
Yeah.
So, Texans all the way.
Same here with these two boys.
Okay. Let's see. Browns, Seahawks. I think I'm going to go Browns on this one. And as much as I hate that because they're in our division,
mm-hmm.
I think that the Browns are coming off a really strong couple-week streak, and that's going to go one of two ways. Either make them way overconfident and they're going to suck, or they're going to continue with Myles Garrett being the way that he is and P.J. Walker looking like an actual NFL quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John's also going to go Cleveland with this one. Their defense, Myles Garrett looks crazy good. Defense still gave up 38 points last week to a backup quarterback. This game's in Seattle, though. Seahawks, I trust him here. I'm going to take him.
Okay, well, I hope you don't get it. Bengals, Niners, you took this as your upset, so we know where you're going with this one.
Mm-hmm. Cincinnati.
But I think I'm going to go Niners. You know, I can only pick one person to win in our division. That's just the rules. So I'm going to go Niners. I really like Brock Purdy. I think that they had a couple of off weeks, and I hope that Christian McCaffrey, shakes him a little bit and be like, get your stuff together, my dude, or leave. I'm just kidding.
We're going to trade back for Trey Lance.
Yeah, give me Trey Lance. But no, I think that the Niners are gonna look a lot better this week, hopefully.
Yeah, they are on a 2-game losing streak, but they're also still a very good team and a very well-coached team. Are they going to go 0-3 over the last 3 weeks now? I don't know. Hopefully not, because I'm picking the Bengals. John's going 49ers here.
Okay. Chiefs, Broncos. As much as I hate rooting for the Chiefs, I think I'm going to definitely go Chiefs here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going with that. That's
Enough said.
All we need to say.
John's also going Chiefs, as am I.
Okay, Ravens, Cardinals. We all know where I'm going with this, hence my lovely t-shirt here. We're going to go see the Ravens roast the Cardinals at home in Phoenix. The Cardinals, what's their quarterback's name again?
Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, don't start on that again, because that's very unkind. But you know, he looks decent. Like, he's looked fine, but they just keep losing, and I think the Ravens defense is gonna be all over that.
I mean, you'd think the Cowboys defense would have been too, but
yeah, well, the Cowboys are the way that they are, so
it's true. Top tier analysis here on the show. Yeah, everyone's going Baltimore with this one, but I still think it'd be really funny if the Cardinals won.
Yeah, well, it's because you guys are mean. Okay, Bears, Chargers. We all know where I'm going with this because it was my upset. We're going Bears. I would really like to see them do very well. I feel sad for Bears fans all the time, especially younger Bears fans, because they've never seen Bears be good.
Heck, even older Bears fans.
Honestly, that has been a lot of years. So, yeah.
I
think about our male guy sometimes, and I'm like, poor guy. But they won last week, and yep, I sent him a reel about the Bears being bad, and he left me on red. So I think he's just so sad. But anyways, I'm assuming you're going Chargers.
I'm gonna go Chargers. John also is going Chargers. I do hope we see the rookie quarterback though. We can get some Baguette action going on in here.
I really like Baguette.
I want to watch him, and he'll probably beat the Chargers anyway.
Yeah. But I hope it's a really good game because I need fantasy points from my Charger folk. Okay, Raiders, Lions. I think this is Lions all day.
It better be.
Coming off of a hard loss against Baltimore, looking like stupidity. Now I think that they're going to get themselves together. Dan Campbell's going to yell at them a little bit, and then they're going to be fine.
Yeah, they're gonna take us all out on the Raiders. Poor Raiders, and whoever the quarterback is. Heck, even if it is Jimmy G, they're getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Just feed Devontae Adams. That's all I care about.
Yeah, that's just not gonna go well for our little Raider friends.
All right, and then John did also send in picks for the draft. They don't count, but just for fun to see what's going on in that little brain of his there.
Scary place.
Game of the week. He went Eagles Commies.
Wow.
Just like you, and he could pick from the whole board too. He didn't have to stick anywhere. Blowout of the week.
I think it's gonna be raw.
Cardinals over Ravens. Maybe it's Ravens over Cardinals.
I would assume so. I hope that that's what he meant by that.
You got lowest scoring game. You went with the New York Bowl. Giants Jets. Upset of the week. Browns Seahawks. So I think it's Browns over Seahawks there.
I think so.
Probably.
I don't even know what that line is, but.
And then he went Christian McCaffrey for Player of the Week, which is a very good choice right there, and also on his fantasy team.
So I think that those are solid picks from our friend Jonathan.
Any last words? Words of
I
wisdom?
think last words are that if you have not seen the first episode of this Veteran Rookie podcast, they talk about how they need more white men in the space, and then joke about having women on there, and then John says no, like something about no way. Now look where we are now. So I'd like everyone to appreciate that.
Shattering the glass ceiling.
Also, check out my podcast, Farmer's Story Podcast. Maybe someday Benea and John will get to be on there when I
please.
Someday they'll get to be on there. So check it out. Instagram, Spotify.
What's it called? The Farmer's Story?
The Farmer's Story Podcast. New episodes coming out in a couple weeks.
Let's go. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, for watching, for listening. And Kyleigh will be back next week.
Yeah, hopefully off of a Ravens win and not a Ravens loss to some other little red birds.
That'd be really funny. So you want to tune in for that, especially if the Cardinals win, because it's going to be some top tier content.
I will be so PO'd, even though it'll be 2 days after. I will still be so upset.
You're going to be feeling that for the rest of your life.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.